This is the infamous Winson Green prison. Winson Green Road, obviously City 11. This bus gets around the whole city. That way it takes you to Handsworth, Perrott, Barr. That way it takes you Bearwood ways. And I ain't trying to be a tourist guide though. The reason I brought you here, see this place? I used to see that as a source of motivation. You know why I say that? Firstly, my pops took me on a walk around here, yeah? Big up my pops. They give me a lot of guidance and I'm glad to have had his presence in my life. Obviously he's still around, but I'm just saying. So basically, around there you got All Saints Mental Hospital, which backs on to the prison. And then Winson Green Prison, Winson Green HMP, however you know it. Imagine coming out of your street and seeing that. Now, I used to visit some of my friends when I was younger and stuff, yeah? It'll be in a field, far and out the way. This is here in a city. So imagine all the man are behind them walls, yeah, in the inner city. It must be more frustrating because, you know, you can hear everything going on. It's a busy environment, but the main thing I want to say, I don't think anyone plans to go to prison. Shit just happens, innit? And no judgment here, man. You know what I'm saying? I've got many friends who've been in prison. Some probably still in there now, but most of them are reformed characters. I'd like to think so at this point in life. But what I'm saying is, that just made me realize you are not going behind them walls. I used it as a source of motivation to not go behind there. Like I say, no one plans to go, but I plan not to go. You know what I'm saying? So, big prison in the middle of nowhere. Like some crazy people have been in there. Man like Fred Weston, you know, I'm sure he killed himself in there. Mad murderer. That's the visiting centre. Like, man, like seeing that wall was enough basically. And then I'll take you around like where I grew up on these streets. So every time mum would send me to the shop or I go video shop or something, I'm seeing the prison. I can't not see the prison. So I really feel like that was a good way to deter me from going in there. You know what I'm saying? Because unfortunately a lot of my friends did go. But yeah, man, enough of the prison anyway. I think they used to do a thing where, don't quote me, but when people were due to come out, they'd put them in there, like a halfway house kind of thing. And you hear them shouting out the windows and stuff. And even that was motivation. Like, I ain't trying to be on that side, I'm trying to stay on this side, man. So, this is our local park. This looks like a bag of bushes and trees, but it's changed over the years. That's my primary school. Yeah, Oasis Academy Foundry, but it was just Foundry to us. James Turner Street. Now, a lot of you might now call this Benefit Street. Well, I didn't know it as Benefit Street. It's mad because we got a few of the people that are on there because I know them personally, but a lot of the people that just move around the area and they were vulnerable and they happened to film them, like the crackhead people and that. They're not real Winson Green people, but you know what the media are like, innit? They like to focus on the negative. So yeah, man, James Turner Street, as many of you will know, Benefit Street. That was our football pitch there for the school, but it's now turned into a semi like allotment. They got llamas in there, and you see the video not long ago with the llama running down Saw Road. I'm sure it came out of there. It's nothing to be proud of, but I'm just giving you a couple fun facts, you get me. But yeah, let's go to my street. But the park was fully revamped. See where that hill is over there? We used to have a big slide that went all the way from the top of the hill. I broke my arm in that park. You know them road signs, like the red and white, and they're like strips. I thought I could slide down the hill here and one of them in the snow. Landed on my arm, broke my arm. It's cool, man. I got to go to school with my plaster on and all that stuff. And see, that's my primary school again, Boundary. But yeah, that's what the park has become now. It's a little park, and then they've got like a basketball / football for the kids and whatnot and whoever. Yeah, man. Many memories around here, you know. Many memories. Like, I can actually see myself like down there at my brethren's or just over there chilling playing football. I used to love my football when I was younger. That's the corner shop. I'm good with boss, man. I ain't even go check him like that still. One of them ones, they see me when they see me, but yeah, man, this is my actual street still. Perrott Street, like this is where Vader comes from, like Perrott Street. It's a bit of a any man's land because I don't know if you know, but this leads to Soul Road. So a lot of people use this as a gateway. Do you know what I'm saying? And not many people know Winson Green. I feel like some might beg to differ, but we're in the middle of everywhere. You go up that way, you're in Spring Hill, Hockley, Ladywood. You go down that way, you're in Handsworth. You go down that way, Smethwick. So it's like we was literally in the middle. So everyone would come around here at one point from all sorts of areas. So like growing up, I'd see a lot of different faces that I didn't know, and sometimes it made bonds, sometimes it could probably be argumental vibes with people, you know, people trying to come around and rain on your parade. But I was always good around here still, to be honest with you. I was always good, man. Like, I kept myself out of trouble. This was my school playground. How much bad boy goals I scored in here, yeah, with a flyaway as well. But it's all changed now. Looks like they've got some AstroTurf down or something. We got Foundry, we got Mr. Brown, old school. It's nothing lavish. Like, it's probably even more run down now. Like, I could see a whole rubbish site outside someone's house over there, to be honest with you. But this here, no, I'm not trying to promote no fuckery or anything here, but we actually used to call that Buddha Alley. Yeah, and you know what Buddha is, isn't it? So we used to be in there blazing. We used to have our little cottages. Reckless though, I'm talking when I'm 14. And one that knows me, this is where I grew in. Like 73 Perrott Street. I say it now because my family don't live there no more. I ain't trying to air out my whole address. Like, but obviously we've all moved on. My parents live in Wales now, but this was it. The house was in a better state when my parents owned it. But yeah, that's it now. I don't even know what I'm going for the colour of the house anymore. It's completely different. But yeah, man, many moons ago you just find me standing outside here, just chilling. And this is where I first started making music, in this house here, making tapes. I was highly influenced by American hip hop. Like, my dad was the first major influence for music for me, because he'd go to Don Christie's and Summit and buy records and that. I'm not gonna start naming them because I sound prehistoric, but I got into hip hop when I was very young, like from when there was hardly any rappers out. I remember being brought Vanilla Ice and MC Hammer albums, and it weren't that, man. Like, Hammer's a G stuff, but it just weren't that, and it, like, I had to open a bigger can of worms. And I think my dad used to play for a football team, Ladywood Rovers. Big up Groves. Follows me on Instagram, got a totally different name on there, but love and respect to you, big man, because you put me on a path to learn about people like, I already knew about NWA, but he gave me the second album and I didn't even know it was out. So imagine that, I was gassed by the first one, but the second one, by the Fujnikans, people like that. This is before Biggie and Wu-Tang, man. So like, when Biggie and that come out, I'm already into hip hop. And like, my next door neighbor, that side, she used to tape MTV raps for me. So I used to knock on the door Saturday night. I never had Sky in it. Like, can you record this for me? But in the earlier days, we got it later on. But she used to record it. I'd be knocking at her door 10 a.m. in the morning to get the videotape back, just sitting there mesmerized. And that's why I'm a lyricist, because of the rappers. Obviously, I listened to a lot of dancehall as well. Like, it was called Ragga back then. And like, this is before Cartel times, when it was just like, Ninja Man was about, Shabba and all them kind of people, and many other names as well. But I feel like Cartel is one of the biggest lyricists in that field, isn't it? So he come through. There's many before him, but yeah, so early influences, man. The sound tapes, the American hip hop, but UK wise, what made me want to be an MC, like an actual MC, not just a rapper. It was like, MC Lenny, bassman, definitely bassman. Like, when I heard that strong Birmingham presence on mic, I thought, yo, if he can do it, I can do it. But then let's not downplay the London influence as well. Like, rest in peace Skibbity, rest in peace Stevie Hyper D. They were like the fast talking MCs, rolling tongue style. They inspired me as well to do the fast stuff, because everyone from Brum, you see, like now, I'd say like the younger generation, they've all probably got a similar drill flow. Like, and these are not artists that are out there. I'm talking like the up and comers. They probably mess around in their rooms or whatever, and they all probably spit that same flow. Back then, it was the bassman flow, but from then I was scratching my head trying to be better. So I thought to myself, I can't just spit like bassman. I want to be original. That's when I was carving my style. So with a combination of the American hip hop, bassman, Lenny, then Skibbity and Stevie Hyper D, probably a few more from London, like, all goes into a mixing pot. Not to forget the yard artists as well, because all inspiration was gained from every piece of music I listened to. But yeah, man, it all started in the house there. I'm telling you, like, making tapes, mashed up my dad's Pioneer stereo, man. Like, taped over many of his good soul tapes and that. I'm going old school now, when you have to put sellotape over the tape, or you have to put some tissue on the top of the tape. That's what man was on. And like, environmental health got called on us, because I'd have the music loud. I've got a bar on one of my tunes from 06. What's it on environmental health and Vader just started. I was only making a tape, what a ass bitch. I was better in my gates not starting, trouble on the road and going to long lighting, leaving my mum bawling, but enough of that for now, innit? Like, but it all comes, all my lyrics come from some source of inspiration. Like, obviously when I say that, I don't mean from another person's inspiration, I mean from inspiration from my life, from events that have happened. I would say to all spitters, you gotta branch out a bit and use your imagination. Don't be one-track minded, and that's what I kind of done on my journey, and I still do it to this day. But yeah, man, this place here is responsible for the early version of myself. You know what I mean? Like, obviously you live and you grow. The inspiration comes from everywhere else. And one thing I'd like to say as well, it weren't just about being around here. Like, I definitely had to get out of Winson Green to broaden my horizons and open my mind more. If I stayed around here, I would have kind of been like just set in my ways, innit? So I had to go out. I remember going to Nottingham from early, London from early, and again, different walks of life. Very similar, like inner city living and that, but that's where I gained a lot of like, okay, it's not where you're from, it's where your mind's at kind of vibes. A few more rappers that really inspired me and helped me to be the artist that I am today. Ice Cube, man, like that guy blew my mind, like seriously. I think it was a Death Certificate album. Obviously he was part of NWA, so I slightly mentioned him. And I gotta mention the Ghetto Boys, man, from Houston, Texas. That's what I was rocking with in 1993. Scarface, Willie D, Bushwick. These names probably sound prehistoric, but go check out Scarface's Tiny Desk concert, what he did the other day. Phenomenal, mind-blowing, you know what I'm saying? So this is how I am today because of those people there. There's many other names, could go on for ages. Wu-Tang. For Birmingham, I got to big up all the local DJs like Paris Walker, M Asylum. They was a big like Birmingham hip hop group, but they wouldn't have knew about me at the time because I was low on the radar. But I put out a tune on my album with Urban Monk, Dem Panic. Go grab that if you ain't got it. And there's a tune called Homage to the Masters. So I've mentioned literally everyone that inspired me. So if anyone wants any more information on my inspiration, then just go check that out. But yeah, man, all your essentials and stuff. Obviously we had Boss Man up there, but that was a good shop as well still. So we used to always check for him. But yeah, man, this is basically like where I grew up, man. Man would play a little football on there until Mr. Singh started kicking off and cussing. But it just looks different to me, man. Like, my one friend lived over there. I'm pointing his house out because they're gone now. I'm not trying to bait up nobody there. Moved. My other brethren lived over there. We was all close knit. It was community vibes, but I can honestly say, apart from a few elder people, everyone's gone. I'm gone. I'm not around here no more. Obviously, I can come around here. It's my dumping ground. It's where I come from, but it's changed. And if you look around now, we can't see no young people. Where's all the young people? Like before, it used to be a bag of young people like doing their thing and we'd be playing football and that, but I suppose social media's took over now, innit? So you don't see many people outside, as they say. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Got a lot of love in my heart for this area. Obviously, you have to move on and move forward and elevate, but if I didn't start around here, you wouldn't be speaking to me now. You know what I'm saying? A lot of inspiration comes from around here. So Little Eva, that's what we knew it as. Anyone who knows, obviously not everyone watching it is gonna know, but that's like Big Eva Road. We didn't even call it Big Eva, it was just Eva Road. But then this little piece here, we'd know it as Little Eva. Rest in peace to Dwayne. I think it was last year or was it the year before he sadly passed away. Condolences go out to his family. Grew up with that family. We used to, from water fights to borrowing each other's computers, you know, them kind of ways there. Like, but yeah, I had a few friends that lived there, man. And then that leads on to James Turner Street, as you know. But yeah, it was an interesting area, man. Like, I kept myself out of trouble and that, like, unity over divide, as I said, but you'd see it pop off around here, man. Like, it weren't a joke still. Like, as I said, it was a gate where you get all sorts of people coming through the area, so sometimes it would just get a bit mad, you know what I mean? Like, not that I was personally involved in anything myself. I always tried to keep a good reputation and uphold that. As you know, like, I'm quite a positive guy, like, it reflects in my music, but yeah, man, growing up around here weren't for the faint-hearted still. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what to expect, especially like during the 6 weeks and that you're just chilling out here. Like, anything could happen basically. I've seen, in fact, right outside my nan's up the road, yeah, they licked a Securicore van one day, and I kid you not, yeah, our car come down, spun so it's facing that way, jumped out the car, pulled out whatever he had, aimed it at the window, blasted the window. We was all in shock. Like, how is this happening? This is the kind of shit you see in films, like set it off vibes and that. But yeah, man, again, like I said down there, it all shaped me to be the person that I am. And like, my aspirations are different. Like, when I seen that, I never thought, oh, I want to do that as well. Where a lot of people would think like that still. They had no guidance and that, and it's what would go through their mind. But me, I just thought, yo, better you than me. So yeah, man, here I am still standing to tell the story. And yeah, like, I wouldn't have it no other way. Like, I'd say with this area, it's a small area. Even though there's different parts of Winson Green, it feels separated. So you remember, it was by the prison, you walk up the road or you go that way, it's still Winson Green. But it's like, this was just my little part then, our little part. And I'm speaking for anybody that grew up around here. But yeah, man, lots of good memories, more good memories than bad ones. Yeah, man. I have to take a second out to big up my brethren Tommy Lee. Rest in peace to his mum and pops, man. Good people, he grew here. One of my foundation friends is still connected to this day. So yeah, I wouldn't have got to film it if anyone was still living there, do you know what I mean? But they've all moved on and stuff. Like I say, rest in peace to his mum and pops, man. We got Tommy Lee, we got Harris. Like, I got a lot of brethrens that used to be around here. We got my brethren Jalan, we got my brethren Jordan. They've moved out as well. I'm not gonna point out where they used to live, because our family's still around here and that, but we was all close knit, man, do you know what I mean? Like, my granddad's garage used to be there, like the old school garage. We used to have a work van, and we used to store his, see that space there where the grass is? It was literally there. He used to share it with the original shop owner. Remember I mentioned PJ's? It used to be a guy's name, Joe's, before. But my granddad used to share that garage. And then it ended up being his. And in the end, I think the railway wanted it gone. So just gave it up kind of thing. But rest in peace, granddad, man. Love you, man. So yeah, you know, ducking bird shit here, but this is the infamous Black Patch Park. Now, what's crazy for me, is this far enough or do we need to go further? Alright, so I just want to get by this gate because this looks like a scene out of a zombie film now. Like, I don't know what's happened, but they've just neglected this whole thing, man. Like, we used to have this to come to as young kids. We used to spend a lot of time in Black Patch Park playing football, more so than the other park. That park was alright, what I showed you, but this was the football park because we had goals. So we'd come down here and spend a whole 5 hours down here, and my bike got robbed one time in the park. Not the same bike I mentioned before off camera, another bike, you know. We had to go around Handsworth. My dad, being the dad he was, he wanted my bike back. We rode round, I mean we drove around for hours. And the next thing you know, my mum's seen the guy coming. And my dad's like signaled that. She's opened the door. My man's gone flying into the door. Got the bike, put it in the car, kept it moving. I was only about 9 years old, you know what I'm saying? But them are the kind of things we was exposed to growing up around here. Like, there weren't no plain sailing, man. This weren't no like, you had to grow up quick around here, you know what I mean? Because people meant business. But that was a path that we used to use to get to Black Patch. As you can see, it looks like a zombie epidemic's going on behind there. The whole park's closed off, but funnily enough, they've just built a new school opposite it. So I hope for the sake of the young people that they can do something to this park and fix it up. Imagine that, they've come out of school, they can go and have a little mess around in the park or something, but at the minute it's just abandoned. Like, I think someone's broke one of the fences off around there for what, I don't know. But another thing about Black Patch as well, what a lot of man from these kind of ways will know and relate to, we had the tunnels. You seen the film It? Well, it's a horror film, yeah. Before that film was even out here, we had these tunnels. They're still running, because it's like where the water flows and stuff. It's kind of like sewers. I know it sounds bad, but as youths, we just used to be adventurous and dust, you know. I'm talking before I've even got to the age of 10. So we used to go down there, and like, there was a myth that there was ghosts down there, but it's whatever you believe in it. Like, I was never there when my friends supposedly seen them, but my one friend slipped in there one day and had a bit of an accident, man. But we used to be fast, man. We used to go down there. There was a sponge factory that you could get to through the tunnels. And like, man just used to go in there and just bounce about on the sponge. But this is as kids. See, we weren't just playing football and sticking to we was a bit naughty, to be honest with you, but it's all part of learning and growing up in it. So I wouldn't have it no other way, man. This area helped to raise me and shape me to be the man that I am today, innit? So yeah, man. Obviously, as you can see, this is an abandoned area, park. You know, it doesn't look the greatest, but I wouldn't have my upbringing no other way. Like, this area helped to shape me to be the man that I am today, along with many other things and aspects of life. But yeah, man, Winson Green, good old Winson Green. If you look at that bridge again as well, I used that on a cover for one of my songs that I released a couple of years back. Nothing but beats, nothing but fades. Go back and look at the cover now, you will see that bridge, but from the other angle, not from the angle we're going from. But just over here, like I said, they built a new school. Couldn't tell you what it's called. I wish that would have been there when I was younger. I could have jumped out of bed and just hopped into school. But behind there, you've got James Watt Primary School, which is on Handsworth New Road. But funnily enough, like parallel to roughly where we are, probably a few yards, there's actually the Handsworth sign. So this is like the end of Winson Green. As I said to you earlier, you veer off around there, you're in Smethwick. You go straight up the hill, you're in Handsworth. Do you know what I mean? So it was like a gateway to everywhere, but obviously it was also our area. It was never just a gateway, even though to a lot of people, they're just cut through. So Greens was just the cut through to a lot of people, but this is like our home. When I say our home, I mean, I'm speaking for everyone that grew up around here when we was younger. Also, this is a bit crazy, it's gonna throw you off a bit, but I have to mention it. One day, just like, can you see where that car is with the lights on down there? The entrance to the park was down there, yeah. There's a whole heap of burning going on. And like, my dad had gone to work in the AM, but I'm only seeing this at 10 o'clock in the morning. I could see smoke coming out. It was in the news. A mother and a daughter, you're not ready for this, burnt her partner and her dad alive. Yeah, he was a pervert and they burnt him alive. And I remember, I'll never forget, you know, it's like a black car when someone dies, like an undertaker's, coroner's kind of thing. They come and they took the body out. Obviously everyone wants to know what's gone on, and it was actually in the newspapers and stuff. But yeah, man, they must have took him in there, just burnt him alive, man. Perverts are supposed to burn. That's just my personal opinion, but yeah, they took it into their own hands. Some real jungle justice. So like, this area weren't shy of crazy stuff going on, and like I say, I didn't really want to have to witness that growing up, and I never seen no graphic like events of it or anything, but I definitely knew what had happened. And it makes you think, right, is this what's going on? It made you more aware of the world that we live in, because we live in a wicked world still. There's some good people out here, but we do live in a very wicked world, and I'd say it's got worse now. You know what I mean? I haven't heard that happen again, but the way the youths are now, man, I'm a man that says like unity over divide, innit? Like, there's too much divide, man. Not just in Brum, across the world, innit? So memory lane vibes, Oxygen, pivotal in the Birmingham grime scene. Yeah, I could say music, because a lot of musicians have come through here, but mainly grime. Like a lot of the old school sets you used to hear. My own set was done here. I got her. Nearly all the Midlands Mafia sets were done here. Too Cold for the Road, I think it went up to volume 7. Big up GT, he was the man behind that. We got everyone involved. But yeah, man, this place here, a lot has happened. It's not used for the same kind of thing no more. Like, it's more for bands now. But this place, man, if you don't know about the Oxygen Rooms, you don't really know about the Birmingham grime scene. You get a lot of people saying they're representing Birmingham grime and don't know about this place. Obviously, I respect that some man were too young to even come here, so they wouldn't know about it. But the real foundation, concrete, rugged era, this is where it started, you get me? It's like Oxygen Room still. Hockley, Newtown borders, you get me? Just off the mainers. You know, going from this was where you get your microphone from, and your blank CD. It was like a hatch in it. There was like a open space. You go there, you pay your money, you get your microphone, you get your blank CD. It's all changed now. That's a lock up for someone to use. See it there? Oxygen Rooms. That sign's been there for years, but it's timeless. So like, yeah, these two rooms here, like, I don't think people understand, because some won't know, but you know how much sex got licked down in here? Like, if I start mentioning names, it's gonna be too much, but like, NODB used to be in here a lot. Like, I've seen Nado and you think Nado used to come here, Triller used to come here, MDK, obviously, my old crew, Midlands Mafia. This room as well, I'd say, for me personally, most of the bad boy sets happened in here still. So this room's nostalgic. And Lady Leisha, this is the first place, apart from my one studio down Handsworth, that I bought Lady Leisha. Yeah, man, this place here holds many memories. Obviously there was a, not obviously, but there was a pool table at the back, but the managers just like changed it round. It's more of a business enterprise now, and every room you see, Bar, the one that I showed you down there, is a lock-up. So like you've got bands coming in here, they pay monthly, and you know, like it's still got the place going. But yeah, man, this place is foundation. That's a rehearsal room as well. Obviously, that's for the Children's Trust, where we work with the young people and stuff. And that's the big boy studio in the corner for public hire. So I'm always trying to promote good people and good things. So if anyone wants to ever book, I know you're just looking at a door with a few safety signs, but if you go online and you see what's behind that door, you know it's a serious studio. A lot of people seem to struggle for studio in Birmingham. That's a spot, man. Looking like some Dr. Dre shit behind that door there. So yeah, man, this is the Oxygen Rooms. It's a big part of the Birmingham grime history. And when it kind of stopped doing the sets, it left a bit of a void. And we now have Pirate Studios. This was Pirate Studios before Pirate Studios. You get it? Obviously, it's got new methods and you can sign yourself in. You had to see someone at the front to come in here, or you had to phone it. That's how you got your session. You book and phone your session. But I just wanted to pay a bit of homage to this place here because not many people mention it, and it is pivotal in what we've done in the Birmingham grime scene. This is a piece of real Birmingham nostalgia. Not many people will know this yet, unless you was here from the start. But this is one of the original studios that Major used to run. There was one before this in Wood Lane, Handsworth. Obviously, he lived there with family as well. I won't be outside there now if they still live there, privacy and all that. But I remember coming here with my brethren Dale. This is where I first started recording, getting put in my place, youngster thinking I know everything, and Major was just like, nah blood, come out the booth, you need to write some more bars. And it was humbling because like when you're young, you kind of, sometimes you think you know too much, you need to take a step back. And I'm 43 now and I'm still learning every single day, so Major was always like a guide and a teacher for me. And we're gonna go over by his last studio, but this is where I started with Major. I probably peeked my head around in the Wood Lane one because I was close with his stepson Stranger, so I probably got to look in one day, seen an older man and just give him a one nod. It looked very serious, but when I started my recording process, this is one of the first studios, Barr Earth Studio in Newtown, that I actually recorded in. And I have to give an honourable mention to Sam Sharp in Wolverhampton as well, a guy named Spock. He works at Apostles now. He's a legend as well, but from Wolverhampton, you get me, so flowers to Spock. But yeah, man, like, you can probably get a bit more on the camera still. Like, not that we're trying to, it's looking a bit overgrown and that right now, but when I stepped in here, I just knew the magic was gonna happen. And like, to be more specific, you see that window there? That was the studio room. So whatever was going on in the house was the house, but that was the studio room. So once again, big up Major, rest in peace. Big up RM, big up Nin, big up Ren, big up Stranger, big up Des. Like, yeah man, big up Anna as well, can't forget you. Obviously this was the home/studio at one point, so love and respect to Major every time. We're gonna go over to Vomit Studios now. Like, there's no sign, but who knows in it. So yeah man, we went from Major's original studio, one of them, because I know he had more, probably more that I didn't even know about, but who knows. Gem Buildings was the prime location. Vomit Studios was my destination, as the lyrics say. So this is where you go. And like, I have to show you the ghetto bell, man, really quick. Come. For those who know, yeah, if you couldn't get in Majors, because obviously it was double doors and that, yeah, this was the ghetto bell. Get me? Like, obviously it's rotting away and that now, but she used to give this 2 kicks, yeah. Major would send someone up, or if he was in there on his own, he'd come up and grab you. But sometimes the music was blasting out, so you couldn't even hear that. But yeah, just little signature things like that. It might not mean something to everyone, but all the real people that used to come to Majors and be here regular, I know they had to use that bell sometimes, so I just wanted to put that on the camera as well, you get it? Yeah, we won't spend too much time here. Just wanted to pay homage, man. Like, this is where a lot of the magic happened. You know, a lot of people came through the studio. I'm not going to start mentioning names because it's a long list, but it was also home to Off Key Studio as well. You know, Off Key, Major set that up. Off Key was next door, but yeah man, Vomit, Salivaville, rest in peace Major. Pure love for that man there, like, always keep his name in a high regard, love to the family. It's been hard without this place, I'll be honest with you. Obviously, I'm over Oxygen Room now, but everything I've learnt recording wise, I had no knowledge of when, well, I can't say I had no knowledge, but I didn't put it to practice. All I used to do in there was just go and use the booth, man. And like, Major would just work his magic, and it's like he understood me as an engineer and as a person. Like, I could talk to him about anything, any type of problems, which we've all endured. Like, I'd definitely sit down and talk to Major about them, but it's the sad loss, not just like to myself and his family, the whole community. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, rest in peace, Major. And as long as this place stands, I'll always associate it with Major. Regardless, look, you can see it's sold. This is why it's no longer running, because those who know it kept going for a couple of years after he passed away. But for me, that's Major's. You know what I'm saying? It will never be the same without him, but that's always going to be Major's, man. Alright, I call myself Vader because back in the 90s, obviously these youths today, they use the word lit for everything. The tunes lit, the trainers are lit, that film's lit. Well, we used to use a word called dark, which was the equivalent to lit back then. So like, oh, them trainers are dark, that tune's dark. Not everything, but that's what we used to say. So for those that know, Vader, it's not Dark Vader, it's Darth Vader from Star Wars. But where's he from? He's from the dark side. So I thought Vader, and it just stuck with me. That's all it was. It was simple. It weren't no rocket science to how I got my name. And I couldn't shrug it off. I think I've gone through points where I kind of wanted to change it. And then like people refer to me as Vades, like close brethren. Yo, Vades. So, you know, there's a bit of a Father Vades out there. I had that as my Insta handle. So I see people to this day and they're like, Father Vades. It's currently Vader Vades. I'll just put the two of them together. But what I come across when I was older is the fact that Vader means father as well. I'm a proud father of two now, finally. And come on, man, I've fathered a lot of these MCs in this city, man. But there's man that use my style that don't even know they use my style because I got it from someone else that uses my style. You get it? So father's quite appropriate still. So it's not just the Star Wars thing. I wasn't trying to be a stormtrooper or anything. I was just representing dark side Vader. And that's it, man. That sums it up, really. In regards to Invasion Alert, that term comes from me. I was in the studio, I was doing a tune, and I put Invasion Alert as my outro. INVADESION alert. Scratched my head after that because I was trying to make a movement. I was part of Sidewinder Raw Entertainment, SRE, which was an extension of Sidewinder. And like the guys from there had another movement and they was trying to get me to like move to that movement. But I wanted my own because I'm a leader and so I can't just follow suit. Even though I was part of SRE, that was a high thing. So after coming out of the booth, I thought that's it. But bar the DES, because that's specific to me, isn't it? Like I was saying, Invasion Alert, not invasion. So then I thought, take them letters out and let's have invasion. And what we was looking to do at the time, because there's a lot of rejection from London mainly at the time, even though some of the man did mess with us. I wanted to just invade the scene. So I thought, yeah man, invasion's appropriate. And then the alert, it reminds me of like sirens going off or like someone's escaped from prison, and that's what we was looking to do. Not escape from prison, but just make everybody be alert to what we're doing. So that birthed the term Invasion Alert, Invasion Alert. Obviously the younger members, they used to say it different, like Invasion Alert, but that was their little twist on it. But yeah man, that's where it comes from. And ironically, we're in the oxygen rooms right now. Just want to just take a little walk this way. See this room? The first ever official invasion set took place in this room. And I spoke to the managers and stuff, and I literally had about 30 man in here. There's supposed to be 7 man per room, if that. I had about 30 man. Not everyone made it through in the end. Like there was different tiers. That's how I wanted it. I wanted like the lower that would then evolve, and do you know what I mean? But like, I think the lads here kind of all got at me individually, like, nah man, that's dead weight. And what I was trying to do is be a leader of a team of leaders. That sounds mad, because like I'm not trying to dictate and tell man what to do. And I was probably a bit too laid back with it, because you know some great things came out of Invasion, but all I was trying to do was let everybody have their mouthpiece. Because you know I've been in like situations before where it weren't like that, so I wanted it to be fair. But I had to get rid of, I would never call them dead weight in my opinion, because everybody had something to bring to the table. But with respect to my senior members, I cut a lot of people out of it. It would have been even bigger than it was. People couldn't keep up with what we was doing with the lineup we had. Do you know what I mean? We'd do SBTV ciphers and that, and like there'd be loads of us. There'd be a good 10 man to rotate, so you'd have to wait your time to come back around. But yeah, Invasion actually started, say 08, it started. 09 we started to get busy. 08 was when I drafted everything. I had that name down from the studio. I started to put a rough list of members. We had all sorts of people in Invasion. Obviously, people know of JK, he's done really well. Socks still reps it to this day. It's attached to him, he loves it. So you'll hear him saying Invasion Alert, Hitman. We had Daps and Tazzle at one point as well. Even Leisha, because you know, me and Leisha go back, we've done a lot of work together. So she was a key member at the start. But I understand certain people just had to drift off and look after number one and do what they was doing, and I respect it. But yeah, man, the members, we had C Dash from Leicester, his brother Al C. I used to be in Midlands Mafia with him. We had Mini Daps. He was part of, no, he weren't YTM. His brother used to be a part of YTM. Scully Daps, Shatter, Pozla, Giggler, they were sick. So I had crews within Invasion. Invasion, in the end, it looked compressed like some yardweed. Like we just one little crew of 5, 6 man, 10 man, whatever. But originally, I had, like, in my opinion, I had Deep Dark, which was hits, mystery. I had YTM, the names I just mentioned. I had Live and Direct, which was Hazman, Zilla, Grim, Kazi, Smirky, Bridgeman. So there was different factions in the thing. I was trying to build a big movement, not just a grime crew. And then I think by the end of it, we were just looked on as a grime crew. But it weren't just that, do you know what I mean? There was more depth to it. Rest in peace, Deps. He was a key member. I know I'm gonna get in trouble now because I'm forgetting people's names. D2 was a member. Yeah, I've definitely forgot some names. But I'd say my main advice for the young artists today, even though we're in a very different time and they do promote that being like each other works, so I get they might not take to this as they would years ago. I'd say just be true to yourself and be original, man. And like, there's so much tools now as well. So like, it's easier, I'd say, for artists from today. But as I've said that as well, just utilize the tools around you from social media. I mean, we had to come to places like this. It was more physical and practical. I know it's more internet based now. But yeah, man, overall, just be true to yourself. Utilize the tools around you. Excuse me, and just do a bit of research when you're doing music. Don't just jump in thinking that you know everything, because I think we all go through a bit of a stage of, yeah, I know this, I know that, but we're learning every day. So I hope every artist knows that, and like, don't let the game blind you in it. I do get that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors in music, as I've come to learn over time, but if you're true to yourself, then it's going to be key to you to practice that within what you're doing. That's what I'd say. Vader, you already know. We got Triple Deuce, Junction 8 Media. I'm going to give you some acapella bars right now. The first one is a battle rap scheme. Yeah, if you know about schemes, you know what I'm doing. We stay scheming. Every bar is actually a battle rapper's name from America in it, URL, smack and all that shit. Alright, listen. When I deliver goods, I leave spitters on A-ward. Must be on drugs in the swamp if they thought they could ever prep to see Vader fall. Them vibes are killing my people like stage 4. See, I'm a natural born skill projector. With money up front, call me bill collector. The saga continues, I make my P. Don't let my ill will detect ya. Born a vampire like the fire of daylight. Intelligent, they study me for AI. From the NW side of Brum. And I'll extra chomp up front, K-Shine. A lot of spitters don't say the right thing. I pen deep like the voice of Jada Nightwing. It's best you bow down to your honor and take the bad news. It's part of this life thing. It's best you recognize my franchise and don't pursue my surf to be landslides, not to be fucked with like gang ties. And I don't rock Cortez. I'm a max guy. Step into the danger zone, get baptized. Head won't glue so easy. It's that vibe. I don't know why you're trying to be magic if you ain't got any heart. When it's not official, it's worthless work. The snake eyes arrive to work their hurt. I cook them up, call me Chef Trez, Azalea Banks, cat, serve with dirt. Natural with it, I do serve the earth. Actions with it, New Jersey twerk. Smack your lyrics till you are out, no moot, but you know that I do murder first.